Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Shiv Kumar News. Here I am only reading the Hindu newspaper. My purpose and aim is improving my knowledge and English only. Nothing else. Therefore, please support and guide me. First article: President rules imposed in Manipur days after CM's act. President Murmur issue proclamations after receiving reports from the governor. Ajay Kumar Bhalla assembly is under suspended animation, not dissolved, says state government. State BJP failed to find an alternative leadership to replace Biren. Repeating history, Manipur is among state and highest instance of president rule. This makes the 11th time president rule has been imposed. The first was for 16 days from January 12 to March 1967. The longest was for 2 years and 157 days from October 17, 1969 to March 22, 1972. The latest instance was 277 days from June 2, 2011 to March 6, 2002. Rishang Keshing of the Congress became the first chief minister to complete his full term. Okrem Abibu Singh of Congress was the first chief minister to finish not one out three terms. Vijeta Singh, New Delhi. 4 days after Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh resigned, President's rule was imposed on Thursday in the northeastern state that has been affected by ethnic violence for the past 2 years. President Draupadi Murmu issued a proclamation under Article 356 of the Constitution on Thursday after receiving a report from Governor Ajay Kumar Bhalla. This order said she was satisfied that a situation had arisen that the governance of the state cannot be carried on in accordance with the provisions of the constitutions of India. A statement by the Manipur government said the Manipur Legislative Assembly will be under suspended animation. The assembly was not being dissolved, a government official said. Mr. Smith Murmu issued the proclamation on Thursday, and hours after both the House of the Parliament were adjourned till March 10 at the conclusion of the first half of the budget session. Article 356(3) of the Constitution states that the proclamation shall be laid before each House of Parliament and shall cease to operate at the expiration of the 2 months unless approved by regulation of the both the House of Parliament. A political crisis had emerged in the state since Mr. Singh stepped down on February 9 after a meeting with Home Minister Amit Shah. The state Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP) leadership failed to reach a consensus on an alternative leadership to replace Mr. Singh. More than 250 people have been killed and 60,000 people displaced in the ethnic violence between the tribal Kuki-Ju and the Methi people in the state that erupted on May 3, 2023. Minutes before the order was issued, Mr. Singh posted in a message on X stating that the illegal immigrations continue to be on the rises. Our land and identity are under threat. With a small population and limited resources, we stand vulnerable after the tragic event of 3rd May 2023. Our state machinery has struggled to respond effectively and under unguarded 398-kilometer border with Myanmar. The Free Movement Regime FMR were rapidly shifting Manipur demographic balance. This is not speculation. It is happening before our eyes since our government took charge in March 7, 2017. The challenge has only intensified. After the May 3, 2023 incident, the situation has become even more critical, Mr. Singh said. He urged all authority concerned to take serious note and intensify effort to detect and deport illegal immigrants from Manipur, adding that he will continue this fight with un- unwavering commitment. Congress leader Jairam Ramesh said the Indian National Congress had been demanding president's rule for almost 20 months, and it's finally happened. Ginja Waljong of the indigenous tribal leader from ITLF, a Kuki Ju body, said president's rule PR was preferable than a change of chief minister. Traffic immigrations may take center stage in Modi Trump talks. Prime Minister Narendra Modi meets USA Director of the National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard in Washington DC on Wednesday. Shri Ram Lakshman, Washington DC. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Washington on Wednesday evening, early Thursday India time, for bilateral talk with USA President Donald Trump, presumably with the objection of the managing the relationship with the newly re-elected president, whose style revolve around an America first ethos and a trademark unpredictability. Mr. Modi, who flew into Washington after a visit to France, is one of the early visitors, the fourth foreign leader to visit the White House since Mr. Trump returned to power on January 20. Tariff trade in defense and energy, immigrations, and the Indo-Pacific are on to menu for the bilateral talks at the White House. The day and hours in the run-up to the meeting were not without drama. Last week, the government faced flack in Parliament after the Trump administration deported 104 Indian citizens to India, shackling many of them. On Thursday morning, Mr. Trump announced that we would be signing an order on reciprocal tariff in the afternoon, 3 hours before the meeting with Mr. Modi. Mr. Trump has already shocked the world by reinstating 25% tariff on steel and aluminium, imposing tariff on China, announcing and then pausing tariff on Mexico and Canada. The government had announced some tariff education reduction and elimination as a part of the union budget on February 1st. Report also suggested that the India is considering tariff cuts on other USA import. These steps were well received by the Trump administration. A senior White House official said, calling them early but modest moves. The official was one of several who spoke to reporters on a Thursday morning briefing call. Fair agreement like the official suggested that there will be an announcement around what they describe as a fair India USA bilateral trade agreement in 2025. Mr. Trump views countries that have trade supply with America as taking advantage of the USA. Asking about the future of the India USA initiative on critical emerging technology, ICETA, a broad framework technology partnership signed by the Mr. Modi and Biden's administration. The official said he expected technology collaboration to continue under the Trump administration, emphasizing supply chain resilience and diversification, semiconductor and critical minerals on energy. And other officials said USA will prioritize India as a key importer of America's natural resources. India was designed a major defense partner of the US in 2016 during the first Trump administration, and said two sides are moving towards signing a new defense framework. One of the officials said the USA was discussing new defense procurement. The official added, linking this to bringing down the trade deficit. Trump advertised on whether Mr. Trump would raise the issue of alleged Indian government plot to kill an India-born Khalistani separatist Guru Pantwant Singh Pannu, who is a USA citizen, and officials said that Mr. Trump prioritized nothing more than the safety of every American. That this is continued position of this administration. Echoing the words of the Biden's administration, one of the officials described that India-USA bilateral partnership one of the most critical is, if not the most critical bilateral relationship in the 21st century. Prior to the talk, the Prime Minister had meetings with Mr. Trump's ally and official. Mr. Modi met with USA National Security Advisor Mitchell Waltz, Trump ally, and the former publication presidential hopeful Vivek Ramaswamy and Trump donor and special government employee Elon Musk. Shortly after he arrived, Mr. Modi met the Tulsi Gabbard, who had just been sworn as a director of the National Intelligence. There is a strong potential for cooperation in sectors like AI, semiconductor space, and more. Mr. Modi tweeted after his conversation with Mr. Waltz, which focus on defense technology security. As per the Prime Minister, had a very good meeting with at the rate Elon Musk in Washington DC with Mr. Musk. The Prime Minister said he had discussed innovation, space, mobility, and technology. Scared night. Shia Muslim light candle at the grave of their family member and relative to mark Shab-e Barat in Srinagar on Thursday. Imran Nisar. Caste Hindus attacks SC youth in Tamil Nadu for riding two-wheeler. L. Shri Krishnan Sivaganga. A 20-year-old scheduled caste college student in Siva Ganga district in South Tamil Nadu was attacked by a three-member gang of caste Hindu on Wednesday for riding a motorcycle. The victim suffered multiple injuries and was hospitalized. The three persons were arrested on Thursday, and the Manamudri SIP court police registered case under various sections, including attempt to murder of the BNS and the SCST Prevention of Atrocity Act based on a complaint from the victim's mother, Chalemal. A preliminary inquiry revealed that the Ayasami, a resident of the Mela Pida Woor near the Mana Madurai, and a third-year mathematics student in the Raja Durai Singham Government College of Arts and Science were returning home on his bike around 6 p.m. when the three persons, Vinod Kumar 21, Adi Swaran 22, and Vala Rasu 21, intercepted and cautioned him for riding the bike in front of them. An altercation ensued, and one of the attackers pulled out a sword-shaped weapon and tackled Mr. Ayasami, in which he suffered multiple injuries on the hand. A terrified Mr. Ayasami ran from the spot to his house. His mother rushed him to hospital. After first aid, he was taken to the Sivaganga Government Medical College. Subsequently, doctor referred him to the government Rajaji Hospital in Madurai. Police said all the three persons were arrested. Rattle Society condemning the incident. People's Watch Madurai Executive Director and Advocate Henry Tipagine told the Hindu that the Tamil Nadu government had not even able to end such a violence. Such initiative case against the marginalized people would lead to a social turmoil. He said when a group of youth use weapons casually, is it rattle society. The government, irrespective of whoever was in power, should deal with such attack with an iron hand and ensure that they stopped. And social justice unprivileged human rights advocates R. Satyamurthy said there were reports of abuse against the SC on school campuses. The incidents of attack on a college student was baffling. The government, which claimed to protect social justice, did not appear to be serious. A fact-finding team from Evidence Madurai, a non-governmental organization, visited Rimana Madurai on Thursday. Its executive director K. A. Kathir said one among the accused had teased the victim, Mr. Ayaswamy, in a similar fashion in April 2024 when the issue was reported to the police. The mother of the accused had apologized to the authority on behalf of her son. Now the same accused has committed the criminal offense. Financial Minister unveils Income Tax Bill 2025 in the LS Lok Sabha that seeks to simplify compliance. First draft. The table shows the key quantitative difference between the Income Tax Bill 2025 and the Income Tax Act of 1961 is intended to replace change reduction item existing Income Tax Act 1961 proposed in the Income Tax Bill 2025. Change reduction and addiction were 5,12,535, 2,59,675 reduction, 2,50,000 52,859 word. Chapter 47 proposed in new 23 reduction 24 chapter section 819 536 reduction 283 section tables 18 tables 15 57 addiction 39 tables formula 6 46 addition 40 formula. The Hindu Bureau, New Delhi. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman introduced the new income tax bill of 2025 in the Lok Sabha on Thursday, aimed at simplifying and revamping the 1961 Income Tax Act, which has been amended over 4,000 times since it came into force in April 1962 and is viewed as complicated and cumbersome by taxpayer as well as accountant. Ms. Sitaraman, who had announced a comprehensive review of the IT law to make it concise and easy to understand while providing tax certainty and bringing down litigation in her 2024-25 budget presented last July, said the proposed bill will be sent for a review to a select committee of parliament. The new bill nearly half the current direct tax 5.1 lakh odd word count, as well as the numbers of chapter from 47 to 23. Multiple terms such as assessment year, previous year, the financial year that taxpayer had practitioners had a keep track of will now be replaced by tax year and financial year. The tax year will be the unit period for taxation and shall be referred in respect of all transaction and income for the period, while financial year will be used for compliances, timeline and procedural issues. Multiple provisions relating to tax deduction at source TDS and tax collective at source TCS have also been brought together in one place. And has got the problematic next editorial. The problematic globalization of a medical education. Philip G. Altbach is a professor emerite and distinguished fellow at the Center for International Higher Education CIHE, Boston College, USA. Hans DeWitt is a professor emeritus and distinguished fellow at the Center for International Higher Education, Boston College, USA. Aldo Matthew is a program officer internationalization at the Kerala State Higher Education Council, India. The phenomenon of a foreign medical education widespread, almost completely unknown and unregulated. Strange things are going on worldwide in the area of the financial education. On one hand, there appear to be a shortage of the medical doctor, while at the same time, government and in many cases also medical doctors himself oppose the increased access to the study of medicine. As a result, there have been increase in international mobility of medical students from high, mid, and low income country. While once medical education was international, now it is nationally nationally regulated, but at the same time become internalized lies because of the national and global health need. It is worth examination this particular global medical environment. No one knows how many international students are studying in the medical school outside their home country, but a conservative estimate might put the numbers to be more than 2 lakh. Many of them in institution and country with questionable quality of medical preparation. To give an indication, Ukraine before the Russia invasion had 24,000 medical students from abroad, mainly but not exclusively from India. The India crisis. India is an interesting example. The country has a severe shortage of doctor demanded for the place in medical college is considerable, and as a result competition for players in intense to annually approximately 2.3 million students sit for the national medical school entry examination, but only one in around 22 successful candidate is able to enter the country's 700 plus medical colleges. They fierce competition for the medical seat. India has a compared many students to explore opportunity abroad. It is estimated that the more than 20,000 Indian medical students go abroad to study. Why? With limited government medical seat and high tuition fee in a private institution, studying medicine abroad has emerged as an affordable and practical alternative for Indian aspirants. Countries such as Russia, pre-war Ukraine, Kazakhstan, the Philippines, China, Mauritius, and Nepal have been become the attractive destination. Interestingly, some of the institutions in foreign country are controlled by Indians. One such institution is the Manipal College of the Medical Science in neighboring Nepal, the country's first private medical college, which was established in 1994. It is operated by the Manipur Education and Medical Group MEMG Bangalore, the American University of the Antigua, AUA College of the Medicine, a Caribbean medical school is also divisions of the Manipal. This reflects a broader strategy of the Indian education groups expanding their footprint overseas to meet the growing demand from Indian students. However, studying a medicine abroad comes with in its own challenges, particularly for those who wish to practice in India. Indian students who complete their program from foreign institution must clear the national licensing examination to qualify for the medical practice in India. They are also required to complete a medical internship upon their return. Similarly, India wishing to practice medicine in their country must satisfy licensing and other requirements of those country, and one can find Indian doctor throughout the world. This illustrates that the government are aware of the varying standard of medical education around the world. In a significant announcement during the Union budget speech in February 2025, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman highlighted the government's achieving in medical education. She stated that the government has successful added nearly 1.1 lakh undergraduate and postgraduate medical education seats over the past decade, an increase of 130%. She also reveals plans for the future expansion in the medical education sector by announcing that an additional 10,000 seats will be introduced in medical college and hospital in 2026. This initiative is a part of the broader 5-year goal to add 75,000 new seats, aimed at addressing the growing demand for qualified medical profession, not just a global south phenomenon. The case of the medical education in India illustrates the problematic phenomenon of the students leaving the global south, in a particular South Asia and Africa, to study the medicine in other mid-income country, and often to remain abroad. But the trend is broader. For many years, students from the Western countries such as France, Germany, the Netherlands, and Norway have been going to neighboring countries for their medical student studies due to lack of the access at home. Romania, where medical study is provided in French. Hungary and Poland are common host country. Hungary and Poland also receive medical students from the United States. Thousands of the USA students study medicine in these two countries as well as in Ireland, the Caribbean, and the United Kingdom. Medical program in Central and Eastern Europe as well in Central Asia cater to this for a student and tech in English. The Medical University of Warsaw, for instance, has the medical study program in both Polish and English. Currently, due to the lack of the national funding for place at their home universities, about 3,000 Norwegian medical students receive scholarship to study abroad, mainly in Central and Eastern Europe. In other words, the phenomenon manner of the foreign medical education is widespread, almost completely unknown and unregulated. Entire medical school were are devoted to international environments. They are almost exclusively for profit institution. Medical schools established in non-English speaking environments and such as Poland and Ukraine offer to English medical students, crucial to attract high fee paying international students, balancing the demand and quality concern. As the recent budget speech show, the government is starting to see the problem, but the solution are expensive and meet opposition from inside the medical establishment, which fear to deterioration of their privilege and the elite status. Yet, but with the aging population, the need for qualified medical doctor will only increase. The growing number of students looking for a medical education abroad illustrated a potential, but there is an overall lack of quality control. More attention is needed on the key challenge. China's dam project opened the floodgates of concern. Amit Rajan is a research fellow Institute of South Asian Study ISAS National University of Singapore and US. Nabila Siddiqui is assistant professor Vinayak Mission Law School VMLS Vinayak Mission Research Foundation VMRF Deemed University Chennai. While the project aligns with China's ambition energy transitions goal, it has serious implications for India, which cannot be understood. The planned construction by China of a massive hydroelectric dam on the lower section of the upper stream of the Yarlung Jangbu rivers in Tibet has become a matter of concern for India due to its potential impact on the local government and spill over the flow of the water downstream and bilateral relations originating in Tibet. The Yarlung Jangbu is called the Brahmaputra after it reached the Indian state of Assam, where it meets its important tributary in India's Arunachal Pradesh. It is called the Siam. The Brahmaputra is a part of the everyday life of the millions of the people from Indian northeastern states, Bangladesh. China's discussion to plan a dam on the Yarling Jangbu is a part of the broader strategy to transition from a coal to renewable energy resources, particularly the hydroelectric power, as outlined in the 40's 5-year plan 2021-2025. China aimed to reduce its reliance on fossil fuel and achieving carbon neutrality by 2016. While this transaction is commendable, the violence on a large scale hydroelectric project, the race signing to conserve a dam project aligns with China's ambition energy transactions goal is a serious implication for India cannot be understood. The legal dimension, the construction of the dam raises critical issues under International water law, the United Nations Conventions on the Law of Non-Navigational Uses of International Water Course, UN Water Housing Convention 1997 emphasizes the principles of the equitable and reasonable utilization, the obligation to prevent the significant harm, and the duty to cooperate. These principles are essentially in ensuring that here the water resources are managed sustainably and equitably. However, China, India are not signatory to the UN Water Course Convention, nor to this to they adhere to a robust framework of domestic law governing transboundary rivers. The official document and water published by the Chinese government maintain that Beijing is benevolent upper repairing that follow. First, the principle of the international cooperation. Second, the principle of the people orientation. Third, the principle of the sharing rights and obligation. And fourth, the principle of equal emphasis on development and protection. However, the many of China's lower riparian state accuse it for using water as a powerful tool. India, which is one of the lower riparian state depending on the rivers originated in Tibet for the third time its river water supply due to increasing securitization of the water and the rise of the assertive military nationalism. A number of the India's political analysts say the China poses a serious water threat to India, making it vulnerable on unilateral action. India has regularly expressed its concern about the project of the transboundary river. The memorandum of understanding between India and China on the sharing of the water data about the Satluj Brahmaputra river have expired. Now, with ties improving between the two countries, there is a possibility that the MOU could also be renewed. There is expert level mechanism ELM to deal with water related matters. That means regularity. In the absence of a concrete agreement, the ELM's role in managing the water related matter between India China significant environment concern. The proposed dam is being constructed in one of the world's most seismically action region. The risk of the earthquake poses a significant threat to the stability of the structure, with the possibility of the catastrophic consequence for the both upstream and downstream area. For instance, the earthquake in Tibet in January 2025 led to the death of more than 120 people, while over 150 were injured. Additionally, the construction of such a massive dam disrupts river ecosystem, alter the sediment flow, and threaten the biodiversity in the river basin region. The potential environment damage to extend to the loss of habitats for aquatic and terrestrial species and increase riverbank erosion. Such a dam would also have an impact on Bangladesh, which the Brahmaputra enter from India. However, Bangladesh had not expressed any serious concern over the hydro project. The main reason is the growing divide between Dhaka and the New Delhi ever since fall to the Sheikh Hasina's government in August 2024 and the level ties Bangladesh has with China, a water alliance and hurdle. But this is issue that will not just affect Bangladesh. Water related activity in Tibet will affect and other lower riparian South Asian states such as Nepal, Bhutan, Pakistan. To deal with the situation, is better to have a water negotiation plan for the region. However, given the political situation in South Asia, it is tough to imagine a water alliance between the countries receiving water from Tibet and absence of an active regional organization has South Asia from developing a collective society to manage transboundary river and conducting negotiations with the upper riparian country. Bilateral ties between India and many of its neighboring countries are not in good shape and see in fluctuation frequently. The water issue between India and China cannot be linked from their day-to-day political relation because of the influence of political politics on water-related issues. The recent India-China diplomatic engagement raised hope for enabling BLF's MOU and improving trust through the information sharing on Tibet Oregon River. China has reiterated that the dam on the Yarlung Jungbu will not affect water flow to India. However, New Delhi has expressed its concern to clear any doubt or concern that the lower riparian states might have, the ELM will be a better performer. Budget presented by Municipal Corporation of Delhi for financial year 26. 70,000 crore on Thursday. The Municipal Corporations of Delhi presented a budget for the next financial year, setting aside 4,907.11 crore rupee for sanitation. According to the proposal, education has been allocated 1,693.73 crore rupee. Number of job seekers shortlisted through job fairs since 2020, 18.4 in lakh. Over 42,000 job fairs have been organized since 2009-20 and 20, and lakh of job seekers have been shortlisted. Union Minister Jitendra Singh said in the budget the centre announced a package of 5 schemes and initiative to facilitate employment and skilling. Amount Adani's group was not to invest in Sri Lanka's power project. In dollar one in $1 billion, Adani Green Energy, the renewable arm of Gautam Adani conglomerate, has withdrawn from to propose wind power project in Sri Lanka following the Iceland nation's new government deciding to renegotiate tariff. The company was to invest in generating the electricity from wind at 2 projects. Number of the corporation complaints received by Lokpal Center 2446. These complaints have been filed by Lokpal, an anti-corruption body, by assigning a regular complaint number under the Lokpal and Lokayuks Act 2013, which was brought into force from 2014. The Rajya Sabha was informed. Government officials suspended by Liberian President 457 Liberian President Joseph Boakai, who helped led to fight corruption, suspended government appointed officials for failing to declare their asset. The Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission identified this official complied by the Hindu data team. Copenhagen, Denmark pledges 1.4 million in dollar aid to UNRWA after Israel ban. The Danish government led was pledging an additional 10.2 million kroner $1.4 million to the UN Palestine Refugee Agency, which has been banned from operating in Israel after Israel accused UNRWA providing cover for Hamas militants. Israel passed a law to bar the agency from operating on Israel's soil as of January 30. AFP. Mexico City, Mexico threatened to sue Google over Gulf of America listing. Mexico City, Mexico threatened to sue Google over Gulf of America listing. Mexico threatened to sue Google over its changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America for map user in the USA to comply with Mr. Trump's executive order. We do have a dispute with Google at the moment. President Claudia Sheinbaum said it and is necessary. We file a civil suit. She added. AFP. Grenoble, French police hunt suspected after grenade attack on bar injures 12. The French police was searching for a man who hurled a grenade into a bar in the southeast city of Grenoble, injuring 12 people. The motive of the attacker has not been established, but officials did not believe it was a terrorist attack. The incident happened at around 8 p.m. when many clients were present. AFP. Taichung. Suspected has explosion skills for at a department store in Taiwan. A suspended gas explosion in Taiwan department store killed at least 4 people and injured 29. Authorities said on Thursday, with the force of the blast spraying large pieces of debris over the streets below. The last blast happening in the food courts on the 12th floor of the Shin Kong Mitsukushi department store in the city of Taichung, from the archives. Next, K. Subramaniam. This is our English practice article. K. Subramanian. U. Upendran. You wanted another example of Goebbels, Goebbels Here is one. The Canadian government described the official duty of a senior project officer. Such an officer leader project team to implement branch plans, coordinate select horizontal administrative activities, and act as a functional coordinator for cross-sectoral development initiative. Assess in branch policy formulation is in response to horizontal strategic issue impacting on the sector development process and the formulate and recommend strategies and initiative to address these issues, develop, delivers, administrators and monitor project under the branch program to foster developments of the sector. Oh god, governments keep changing their terminology from time to time to make they make things appear better. Here is what a woman said. I used to think I was poor. Then they told I was not poor. I was needy. Then they said it was self-defeating to think of myself as need, that I was culturally deprived. Then they told me deprived was a bad image, that I was unprivileged. Then they told me that unprivileged was overused, that it was disadvantage. I still does not have a dim, but I have a great vocabulary. We tend to use euphemism to avoid facing fact. It has been carried to such an extreme that some have defined uh, euphemism as the language of deceit. You change the usual terminology hoping that an unpleasant thing will appear pleasant. An employee is not fired but selected out of waste basket is an ecological receptacle. A trash collector is a garbologist. War department is referred to as the defense department. Sorry to interrupt you. Please tell me how to pronounce AFHIMNSZ, letter of the English alphabet. I had an argument with a friend of mine recently. In AFHIMNNS, there is no Y sound at the beginning. It is not YAY but AY. A rhymes with say. A lot of the people tend to pronounce A as ye, ye. It is not ye but A. It is a F, not F. It is a L, not L, El, L. It is not yem, but M. It is not yen, but N. It is not yes, but S. Y is pronounced ATH, not HTech. Z is British English is pronounced Jed. In rims with fed bed. In American English, Z is pronounced G. It rims with C. And let's stop here. Published The Hindu on June 13, 1995. The Daily Quiz. A quiz on YouTube on the occasions of the 20th anniversary on February 14. V.V. Ramananian. This is a today quiz. Question number 1. Name the 3 individuals who founded YouTube as an online video sharing platform in 2005. Question number 2. Which tech giant acquired YouTube in November 2006 and for how much? Question number 3. Which music video was the first to reach 1 billion view on YouTube? Question number 4. What feat does Indian record level T series have regarded YouTube? Question number 5. Which children's song video from South Korea hold the current record of the most view and more than 15.5 billion view and counting? Question number 6. What is the online alias as Jimmy Donaldson, who had the most subscriber on any YouTube channel with more than 361 million? Question number 7. Two no longer playable. What was the letter of the longest video ever uploaded on YouTube? YouTube 596.5 hours by Jonathan Harchik in 2011. Question number 8. Connect the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami and Janet Jackson Super Bowl incident to YouTube. Visual question. What is the title of the first ever uploaded YouTube video and who uploaded it? Previous year question answer question and answer to the previous day daily quiz. The ICC tournament was the formally called this ICC Knockout Trophy. This is the format played and the tournament answer ODI. The tournament was integrated in this country in this country answer 1998. The ICC tournament was formerly called this answer ICC Knockout Trophy. This is the format played in the tournament answer ODI. The tournament was integrated in this year and in the country in 1991. Bangladesh. The second edition of the ICC tournament was held here. Answer Kenya. These two countries have won the tournament twice. Answer Australia, India. Visual identity. This cricketer Cal Mills. He is the all-time leading wicket taker in ICC Champion Trophy with 28 scalp in 15 matches. Early birds K. Vidyasagar, Dinesh Kumar, Pradeep Kumar, K. Manish T. Vagesh Joseph. Today, one important vocabulary word is nauseous. It is adjective. Hindi meaning is woman, janak. Means sickening. Synonymous now sitting, stomach turning, autonomous charming. Example 10. The thought of stale food made her feel nauseous. So this is today video. Please like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel and press bell icon for notification. Thanks for watching. We meet tomorrow. Jai Hind.